What is going on, everybody? We're back with another Madden 19 Ultimate Team gameplay. Apologize for the lack of gameplays this past week. We just had to go back in the lab and find defense. Everybody's been trying to find new blitzes and defenses. They put out that new patch. And I feel like I found some. I'm not in love with it, but I'm liking what I'm seeing as we show you guys the newest addition to our team. We went ahead and got the new hero edition tight end George Kittle with the sidekick, or the kind of boost he has is speed. My man is an 88 speed tight end. He is by far the fastest tight end in the game. Evan Ingram was tied for like first or second with like the 83 speed. I think maybe Delaney Walker is also at like 83, 84, or Diamond Greg Olson was. But that George Kittle is the fastest tight end in the game. As we show you, we went ahead and ended up getting 1,100 more training because I ended up finishing the MUT Hero solos, and I went ahead and picked the cards that I wanted. And with those cards, I wasn't going to fill out any of the sets because the sets are like 100K each to fill out, and they tell you get 2 million out of it, and it's just not worth it. So I ended up selling all the cards that I got from the solos for their training, and we ended up giving it to Deion Sanders and maxing him out. But that George Kittle, I love speed on both sides of the ball, whether it's defense or it's offense. As you see our top three right here, and we see our opponent's top three. He's got the Captain Ray Lewis, the 94 Deion Sanders, and the powered up Patrick Mahomes. This is my first time playing against the Patrick Mahomes. I know a lot of people love him, but I'm riding with Vic all day, every day. But that George Kittle's fast. His blocking isn't the best, but it's better than Evan Ingram's. So 88 speed tight end. You're not even finding linebackers that fast, minus a couple. Like if you have a maxed out Shazier, maybe you want to run around with Telvin Smith or something like that. But he's a mismatch for a lot of users because a lot of people won't use their safeties and stuff. So I mean, post routes, drags, he's burning everybody. So we come out on here, 1st and 10, we get stuffed. 2nd and 11, he's sending a blitz right here, and it was screaming in my face, like, don't get me wrong, but watching it back in the edit, and I always find this out after the fact, because 3rd and 18 right here, I thought we could fit that in there. I get that in solo battles all the time, but Sean Taylor makes an amazing play, as he also has Eddie George, and this is my first time playing against the Eddie George as well, so we stuff him right there on 1st and 10. 2nd and 10 right here, Jabal Shear, no, that's actually Telvin Smith. Telvin Smith is playing amazing. 3rd and 8 right here, he drops back, he's looking, and I make an amazing user play right here. I strafe up because I felt like a juke was coming, or a spin, and he went to juke, and we actually strafed up and didn't get juked out of our shoes, which is amazing. This is my first time seeing the Eddie George. I know that man pretty much breaks every tackle. But speaking on Telvin Smith, I'm in 3-4 right here, trying to get comfortable in 3-4 because all I was running was nickel. That Telvin Smith on the edge is a problem, and that's only the campaign Telvin Smith. I can't imagine what the new maxed out one is. I'm so excited to get, because this game, I played like 2 or 3 games since the new patch. That Telvin Smith is raw on the edge. So we're back out on offense right here. We got to deal with this blitz. It's right here. I finally see it a little bit, and I hit my 91 speed Corey Grant. Is it Corey Grant or Clement? I forget his first name, but he's got 91 speed. The man's fast AF. 2nd and 8 right here. We drop back. We're looking, and they didn't let me get that ball out. I thought we threw it for an incomplete pass, but we actually end up taking the sack. 3rd and 25, we drop back, we're looking. I test his user right here. I didn't think that computer was going to come over, so that's just a bad read by me, but luckily we're able to catch it. As 4th and 6 right here, my in route is open, my in route is open, my in route is open, and I don't throw it. Instead, I go for the home run like a lot of people do. Everybody wants to go for the big home run shots, and I'm just not able to hit it. 1st and 10 right here, Bosa ends up saving a huge big run right there. It's 3rd and 9 right here. We're getting set up. He's dropping back and he's looking, and we're actually able to make a good tackle right there. And Telvin Smith forces fumble. Telvin Smith is playing amazing right here. It's 1st and 10. You see us getting loose with the run stick right there with Shady. And that's why I have LaShawn McCoy in. Now I know my Ricky Williams that I have is right here. George Kittle sighting. Boom. We throw the high point streak in the end zone. He actually ends up catching it in traffic, coming down with the touchdown. That's the reason why I have Shady still starting, even though the Ricky Williams I have right now, he's powered up higher than Shady. He's just the same speed, but that acceleration plays a huge part right now, especially with the new kind of running mechanics that they put in, where you got to like pulse the sprint button and pulse it and keep pulsing it. So until Ricky Williams' acceleration at least equals Shady's, I got to keep Shady in. And that's just what we're doing. So right here, he does get ball at half. I'm up 7-3. That fumble helped us out a lot. 2nd and 3 right here. Again, we make a huge stop right there on the run. 3rd and 1. I get stuck on Joey Bosa, and I just drop back in coverage. And not only do I drop back in coverage, Telvin Smith coming off the edge, block shedding for the sack. And I'm kind of dumbfounded because I've never gotten sheds like this before. And I know that they toned down sheds like a lot. Sheds were at a 10 when the game came out. I would say sheds are at like a 2 right now. But Telvin Smith ends up getting that block shed and getting us the sack. Is right here. We just called the fair catch. So my goal right here is to at least get 3 points. That's the plan right here. 1st and 10, we drop back. We're looking. We end up throwing a dot right there to Antonio Brown. Take our yards and we're moving. 2nd and 11 right here. We drop back. We're looking. We drop back. We're looking. I got forced out of the pocket. I had a couple open routes, but I wasn't able to stay in the pocket, so we had to throw it away. 3rd and 11. I called the exact same play because I liked what I saw last time, and he gives us the same thing again as we throw a nice little chunk play right there again to Antonio Brown. Picking up the 1st down. 2nd and 11 right here. We drop back. We're looking. Grant wide open over the middle. Grant makes me nervous every time I throw it to him because his stats aren't the best besides speed, but as you can see right here, we throw a laser to Grant in traffic. He takes a hit and he holds on to the ball. 1st and goal from the 3 with 30 seconds left before half. We go with the wham up the middle for the touchdown, and we were up 14-3. I was a little nervous when that first drive started, and for some reason he stopped calling his blitz. I feel like if he kept sending that heat at our neck, we were going to have like a kind of a chess match going all game. And after like the first possession, he just stopped, which gave me the time to kind of like compose myself. I could kind of drop back and move around with Vic, and I was able to throw dots. Once he stopped calling that blitz, I really felt like the sky was the limit with our offenses. He tried to pitch it back to Trent Brown right there, and he wasn't able to get anything. 2nd and 3, again, we get another block shed sack. Telvin Smith is an actual problem. 3rd and 8, he drops back, he's looking, he chucks it up into damn near quadruple coverage, and we get an incomplete pass. So right here, 4th and 8 with 7 seconds left, he goes for, I had to send the turbo at his neck, right up the A gap with 4 seconds left, and my man decides that he's had enough. I was saving that in my back pocket. I got a night. Honestly, I wish they would have kept the blitzes that I had, but if you're going to patch stuff, they opened up the floodgates with these turbo blitzes. And I felt like that was the perfect time to use it right there, and we were able to sack him, leaving us with time left, and he just decided he had enough. Because right there, I'm kicking 3 immediately, so I'll go up 17-3. He did get ball at half, but he just stopped. With that good of a team, it was honestly surprising to see that he kind of left himself in that box right there. As you guys can kind of see what we're about to do here, I actually go ahead and end up selling this Randy Moss and buying the 91 overall Randy Moss. You see we're sitting on the pretty much exact amount of coins, so I needed like 6K more. I end up going and selling this Randy. We sell a Saints playbook that we had that went for like 6K, and then we end up buying the Randy Moss, which I cannot wait to max that man out. It's going to be great, and I'm looking forward to it. If you're not one of those that goes online head-to-head, as you see the Randy Moss sells, I think it's just for this week. Is it for the month or is it for the week? I think it's just for this week only. All online head-to-head games are granting you double XP points. So if you're not one of those that likes to play online, you don't like the sweaties of weekend league or salary cap or draft champs or regular head-to-head, I advise you to at least go on. If you can sneak a couple wins out, you could get like 700 to 900 XP per game. So you could max out a whole level in like half a season. As you see, we end up buying that 91 Randy overall. We end up buying the 91 overall Randy Moss, and we promote him to our starting wide receiver. You know what blows my mind? That Antonio Brown, that day one free Antonio Brown they gave you, he is still a viable wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2 at this stage in Madden right now. For a budget team, if you can't go buy the 1,000 speed Tyreek Hill and the Randy Moss and the Browns of the world and the Captain Jerry Rices with all the training points you got to put on him, or the Tim Browns, that Antonio Brown goes a long way. It's actually amazing, his stats right here. And he's my wide receiver too. I compare him to Jakeem Grant right here because Randy has 90 speed. That Jakeem Grant acceleration, though, just makes up a lot. But Randy is now our wide receiver 1. We go ahead and put Antonio at the 2, and we put Tim Brown at the 3. Now, what I want to do is either get my hands on that powered up Tyreek Hill or get my Jerry Rice maxed out. That'll be the next step. But the first step right here is to get, I need about 1,300 training points to max out the powered up Randy Moss. So until then, I'll keep the legend Randy Moss in our starting lineup. And then I'm going to slowly give all my training to the other Randy Moss so we can get the 92, I want to say, is the powered up one. Is right here. I'm comparing, like, who do I want to put at my wide receiver to. And honestly, besides speed, it's the Antonio Brown. So just a reminder to you guys, if you're not one that likes to compete on head-to-head and you don't like people sending blitzes and stuff at your neck, I would at least do it for this week. Get the double XP in. Also, they're giving 5,000 training points for your first Super Bowl win. So if you haven't won a Super Bowl yet, no matter if you're pro first string or all Madden, if you haven't won a Super Bowl yet, you get 5,000 training for your first Super Bowl win. So if this, but don't get it wrong now, just everybody's playing double XP this week. So all the goons are out, all the sweaty tryhards are out on online head-to-head too, because as well, they're trying to get the double XP. So forewarning, I say it's worth it to at least go in. If you can go through a season and just win half the games, you should be able to get a good like 2,000 to 3,000 XP. As you see, we go ahead and put the rest of our training into Randy Moss, and we end up only getting him to like 83, 85. So that's going to be our next goal, is to max out Randy Moss. I appreciate you guys. We should have Boruto reaction up later today or Wednesday, and I'm going to be getting in all the online head-to-head games I can for the XP. Like, share, favorite, subscribe, guys, and as always, deuces.